tomorrow. Early action coming from Palekele in Sri Lanka. Oman taking on the host nation from that side. They've got some making up to do, Oman. Mumbai also hosts Nepal against Italy tomorrow. And then the real host, big nation, India, taking on Namibia. Struggled a little bit in their first game against the USA. The bat. Right, post power play overs. Roston Chase, the tall figure of Roston Chase. Usually gets some bounce, not a big spinner of the ball.
Yeah, and interesting to see if he gives it a chance. Noticeable, although Adil Rashid is the wrist spinner. Definitely slowed it up, gave it a lot more air than England's finger spinners. Liam Dawson and Will Jacks were wicketless throughout that first innings. Just need to see how the West Indies go about this. Is it worth a gamble, first couple of balls, just to slow it up, see if there is any purchase available?
Should clear the ropes easily. Taking on his matchup to some extent, Just Buttler.
Yeah, creates the length. This is a brilliant T20 cricket shot. Beats him off a length, knows the consistency in the bounce here. Just chips it.
Goes again, Powell pulls it in. Chase has his man. And he's enjoyed this. He's a good matchup against left and right-handers.
Yeah, very clever piece of bowling from Roston Chase. We often talk about when bowlers are being put under pressure. They're hit out of the park. How do they react? What is the next delivery? Good line, good length. Gonna cramp Buttler up. Not there to be hit again. Buttler trying to create the shot. Rovman Powell, who's outstanding in the field. That's a simple catch for him. Chase gets his first. England lose their second. The big wicket of Buttler for 21. England 74 for 2.
In at 4, Tom Banton. What do you make of this role for Tom?
Yeah, I'm enjoying him in this middle order. Tends to bat in the top 3 in county cricket and franchise cricket. This is worth another look. Just holds his cool, goes to his best delivery. Nowhere near clearing the boundary on this occasion.
One, another big rush. Joseph is quick, 76 for 2.
Nowhere near clearing the boundary on this occasion. That's that Tom Banton's role at number 4 is actually very fortuitous how it came about. The series of Sri Lanka. Then Ducker, who was out of the team, Tom Banton came in his position. That role, reverse sweeps, looks to be really aggressive, particularly against spin. His role at number 4, Tom Banton, is one that we should look out for. He runs in the first game. First innings at West Indies. 196 for 6, brilliant from Sherfane Rutherford. 76 not out. England in pursuit, still require 121. Plenty to do.
The 2 batting efforts so far is Romario Shepherd has faced 4 balls in 2 games. One of the most destructive in the game. Gudakesh Moti. I don't know what to make of it. I just feel that we want to see more of Romario Shepherd at this stage of his career, not only with ball but with bat. Save, very good. If ever it gets through that gap, it's 4.
Appreciated by Gudakesh Moti. Try and build pressure on the new batter. All dots, keep him on strike.
Didn't land, landing gear didn't come down, and it might have been an attempt to bowl the other one. That ball destroys it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bish. Leg spinner to the left hand. He already bowled first delivery, yeah, out of the back of the hand, but that's a gift. Jacob Bethel, half century in the first game. Looked in fine touch today.
What's on that next over? It's such a fascinating game now. Batters have come to the point where they match up so well a lot of the time against the ball coming into them, whether left or right. They're forcing finger spinners to go in search of different angles, different delivery. Got it! Moti! Middle overs, master strikes. 1 for Chase, 1 for Gudakesh Moti.
Brilliant. 2 in succession, consecutive overs. 2 spinners working in tandem. Getting into this England middle order. Tom Banton, a couple of dots early in the over. This traditional, beautiful presentation. Yeah, just bite off the surface. Doesn't go where Banton wants it. And a good, sharp catch. High and right. Yeah, Brandon King, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Tom Banton goes for 2. England 85 for 3.
England's captain Harry Brook, extremely gifted, extremely talented. Chase continues. Absolutely nailed it on that wicket. The ball just gripping in the surface. Now, often said that's what every bowler wants, a little lateral movement, seamer or spinner, to hit off center of the bat. You lose power. Just little subtle changes of pace, uses his bounce. No big spinner of the ball, but this is why mostly he was brought into the team, to offer that change against the left-handed batters in particular.
Oh, yes.
Nice hard into the pitch.
Yeah, brilliant. You can bog down the in batter. That's a huge plus. West Indies will look to speed the pace of the game up here and now. 2 dot balls so far on this over. 3, correction.
Oh, yes.
And like you mentioned, Bish, he has to turn ever so much. Half the width of the bat, if even that. This is brilliant. Yeah, there it is, right there. Shows enough courage to go up and over. Give it enough time in the air, enough revolutions. So often in the T20 game, bowlers just darting it in at the top of the stumps. They have enough courage to be able to do it.
Get a chance to see it again. You'll see the bat slightly turn, and we see the bat twisting in hands of batters. It's because it's hit off centre and either closed or opened the face of the bat more than intended.
Such
a gifted batter, this fellow. .4,000 runs in T20s for Harry Brook. Just again have a look. As they slow it down, look at how the face of the bat just opens there, and it only opens because it's hit the outer half of the bat, so power is lost, placement is lost, and that's what all bowlers try to look for, lateral movement or bounce. Good from Ruston Chase, very, very good. 88 for 3.
3 dots, 3 singles. A little bit of a momentum shift. It is game on here. Halfway stage in the run chase. West Indies at this time comparatively were 74 for 3. Obviously when you're chasing, you like to be up and around where the opposition were, preferably ahead. Do bat deep, but if West Indies continue to take wickets,
good point that Owen Morgan has been making. You're just watching the World Cup. Almost all of these full member teams bat so deep that you almost have, I feel, that the team that wins will define the game through their bowling unit. Got to have a good bowling unit. Not saying you don't, I think the batting lineup is a given. Chase dismissal of Butler. Got hit for a 6. Changed up the angle after getting hit for 6. Round the wicket. No power. And Powell. You see that transition, Owen? You see that transition as we've gone through the World Cups and gone through the years where the greater focus now has to be played?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one thing that has dramatically changed, I'd say, in the last 5 or 6 years in T20 cricket is the level of consistency that each and every batter, once they get themselves in, can clear the ropes. That didn't exist previously. So the ambition to bat deep and keep coming hard.
Another one for Gudakesh Moti! And he too goes against what some people would say is a matchup, as Chase has done. He loves these middle overs.
Well, what a phase of play for the West Indies. Incredible. The last 30 deliveries, 37 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. This wrist goes to turn it away. I think it skids on with the arm. Yeah, through the gate, off the pads. And that is the end of Jacob Bethel, who has looked comfortable throughout the whole of this innings. England in trouble. Brilliant from the West Indies. Bethel goes for 33. England 90 for 4.
Sam Curran, his batting has come to the fore. Moti, we talked about finger spinners looking to add to their game. And Moti's done this for a while. We saw it in a local domestic tournament back in the Caribbean. Spent a lot of time out of the game. Nothing in New Zealand late last year. Rehabbing his bowling. And he goes for it again, back of the hand, badly lined. Just skid on, as Owen Morgan said, to Jacob Bethel.
Well, high level of skill to be able to bowl wrist spin to the left-hander and then finger spin to the right-hander. Incredible. Goes on with the arm. Goes Bethel.
So good in the middle overs, and they know that. It's 2 Guyanese. Doesn't have a lot of here to rough up, like myself. But he's an absolute gem, Gudakesh Moti, and he adds batting depth too to this lineup. He's not landing all of them. He gets away with that again. Halfway point of the innings, 93 for 4.
Play for West Indies. England can take solace in the fact that they're slightly ahead of where West Indies were. But Romario Shepherd started off with Salt, but then dragged this one into the deep wide long on. Rovman Powell, a little chip, beautiful bit of bowling to deceive Tom Banton, and that was special from Moti to castle the left-handed Jacob Bethel. Outstanding from West Indies. England got off to a flyer. They were galloping away. Last 24 balls, 3 wickets for 26 runs. Indies need to keep the pressure up though, and that starts now with Jamal Joseph. Beautiful time by Sam Curran. That's sweetly done through extra cover. It's a good start for Curran. Jamal under pressure. How are you seeing this, Sammy?
Yeah, precariously positioned. Game in the balance. Pace on delivery. So has the freedom to play through the line. And more importantly, gets the gap through the offside. And so a good start to the over. He'll have to recover and figure out the line that he wants to bowl. Jamal Joseph can't give width on this surface.
It's very true with the seamers, doesn't it? Still, there is some grip for the spin. We saw that when England bowled with Adil Rashid, but the likes of Roston Chase and Gudakesh Moti massively played their part. 3 for 26 from 4 for the spinners. Shea Hope has decided to go to seam for now. England bat deep, deeper than they did the other evening against Nepal because of the inclusion of Jamie Overton. We had a fabulous game in Ahmedabad to start our day here at the ICC Men's World T20 in Ahmedabad. We could have a grandstand finish here. Three on the offside, inside the circle, just one leg side as Brook manages to just turn that to the leg. So how's he going to juggle the pack here, Shea Hope, would you say?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Bowler was very expensive in his only over so far, so you think that he'd have to come back at some point. Hussain has one over remaining. So he has the options with the spinners. They fought back quite resiliently post the power play after they conceded the second highest power play score this tournament. But since then, they've worked diligently to get themselves back into the contest.
Round the wicket to Sam Curran. Quite some skill that Moti's got, isn't it? His variations.
Yeah, as Ian Bishop was mentioning earlier, he's done a lot of work in the recent past just to get that back of the hand, that wrist spin, particularly against the left-handers. The aim really is to spin the ball away from the batter. So if it's the right-hander on strike, he wants to bowl the regulation orthodox. When the left-hander is on strike, he's trying to bowl that wrist spin away from him. Still a work in progress. He has bowled a few full tosses trying that, but it's wonderful to see that he's continuing to evolve. And two vital strikes. The middle overs magician, as he's known, Gudakesh Moti.
England used to have that option in Liam Livingstone. He used to bowl offies to the left-handers and then leggies to the right. Not involved in this World Cup. Crowd are into it. They know exactly what's going on. It's going to get tight. 99 for 4.
There's still 98 needed. West Indies was struggling at a particular point in the innings, but in came this man, Sherfin Rutherford, second T20 World Cup half-century and career best score when the West Indies desperately needed it most. He stood up and he was counted. Come up the hour, come up the man.
Who knows what's going to happen in the last 9 overs of this game. He could have played the key role in this fixture. Moti again, and he's got turn, and it's done completely for Harry Brook. It is racing towards the fence, won't get there. Akil Hussain tidies up. Huppel for England's captain, fortuitously. 100 comes up, 101 for 4.
It's been a wonderful exhibition of spin bowling. We saw Adil Rashid earlier, and now Gulake Shimoti still extracting something from the surface. We heard about the dew retardant, so not much moisture there to contend with.
Go back to the series that England played prior to this World Cup against Sri Lanka. There was a very, very challenging pitch, the third game, and it was actually Sam Curran who managed to get England up to a score that somehow they defended. But historically, this type of pitch with the spin has always been a challenge for England's batters. So how does Shai Hope manage the spin that he has available, left at his disposal? Got the extra one with Roston Chase.
And when you do have a little bit of variety, even though you don't pitch it exactly where you want, sometimes you get away with it because the batters are so used to be looking for one type of delivery. So he's gotten away with a couple of those back of the hand deliveries, either being pitched short or too full.
As he got it out the middle of the bat, he's placed it nice enough, he's hit it well enough. That is a welcome boundary for England and Harry Brook. Some concern out in the deep, though. Rutherford is not leaping back onto his feet. He's in pain. It looks more like his wrist. I thought it might have been knee for a minute. Brook sort of clothed it a wee bit, certainly for a man of his prowess in striking the ball. But the placement was good enough. Just jam that wrist into the sandy surface. Just keeping an eye on where he's going. It looks to me like he's walking back to the dressing rooms here, Sammy.
Yeah, a little bit of concern there. He's holding that right wrist. That would be his top hand because he's left-handed. Crucial, not crucial member of this team. That ball was placed with precision. The long on and the mid-wicket were converging. Neither of them could get there.
Smash this time, but can't place it. Straight out into the deep, into the hands of the fielder. One of the areas where Harry Brook has improved against spinners, his unique, really, ability to hit sixes off the back foot off the spinner over long on. You associate sometimes people having a run or momentum forward to do that. But Harry Brook manages somehow to hit it for six. Not on that occasion. Sub is on for West Indies. Push for two is the call from Harry Brook, and he's going to scamper back for a couple. So 11 from the over, 110 for 4.
Yeah, those 11 runs. Rather easily, not too much in anger by the two batters. Just goes to show how run scoring is possible. 87 from 48, that is the equation currently. Close to 11s and over required. When are they going to pull the trigger? We are in for some entertainment.
A few English fans in here this evening in Mumbai. They were completely outnumbered against Nepal the other evening. There's a sea of red. Bit of a mixed bag this evening. Others are in town as well. It's a cracking atmosphere. This is one of the great cricket grounds of the world. When it's full, it has a unique atmosphere. So he's got 2 overs up his sleeve, Roston Chase. Shea Hope has decided he's going to use one now, round the wicket. Didn't move too sweetly at short final, but got the job done, the big man.
A little bit of a gamble with this over with Brook on strike, the first delivery, but he's so guileful. Underrated Roston Chase with his bowling. Usually looks to fire the ball in so the batters can't get that elevation, particularly the right-handers. Curran will want Brook back on strike. Maybe he's looking to target Roston Chase. They got to get a move on, England. That required run rate just above 11s now. Can he take Chase down? Presents an opportunity for a wicket as well, but a little bit of a gamble from Shea Hope.
England still ahead of where West Indies were, 10 runs ahead. But you had those fireworks from Jason Holder, didn't you, that brought acceleration at the end. Might have to bowl that one again.
This is what he tries to do when he's under pressure. That's what's needed, being still in the balance.
Again, Brook goes leg side. This time he hits it. I reckon if he'd let that go, that might have been another wide.
He took the pace out of that delivery, so clever. Over 110 previously, then down to 88. So he's looking to mix things up.
Probably will be a wide unless it's clipped the pad of Harry Brook. It's running away to that sandy area that Michael Atherton was referring to a little earlier. It is wide. West Indies just need to keep their discipline as well.
Yeah, he's looking to get out of the over, looking to target the ankle area so that he doesn't have ability to free his arms. Still half the over remaining. No boundaries yet from Chase.
Slapped it through extra cover again. It was very wide outside off stump. Come back for a couple. Just on those wides down the leg side, I do think in T20 cricket there should be a bit more leniency for bowlers. It's so tight. As soon as it's down the leg side, it's given wide. Anyway, them are the laws. 77 needed. And he goes leg side. Again, the big fella does well. He keeps it to one. You can sense the crowd just waiting in anticipation for something to explode, whether it's a couple of wickets, a couple of big boundaries or sixes.
Yeah, right. You just feel as though something's about to give. Shea Hope with a quiet word to his countryman and the bowler at the moment, Roston Chase, maybe just reinforcing the need for him to finish the over off strongly. 9 runs conceded, yes, but he doesn't want to concede a boundary of this final delivery. Just making sure his fielders are in the precise position.
Pulled away into the deep, into the gap. He does concede a boundary. Perfect for England. 123 for 4.
It did well against the negative matchup in the right-hander, not to get the boundary, but this time a little bit too short. Sits up nicely for Curran and has all the time in the world to pick the gap. Again, bisecting those two fielders deep. So a good end to the over, 13 runs from it.
74 needed from 42 balls. Noti is going to bowl out. He's been excellent so far. Just get that sense something's going to happen, one way or t'other. Deep long on, deep mid-wicket, man on the sweep, long off, and extra cover on the fence. Thought about it, good call to say no. Time Curran leaped onto it, not to hit it for 4.